In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on December 8, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Memphis Grizzlies versus Washington Wizards. The Memphis Grizzlies are set to travel up the coast on Sunday night to face the Washington Wizards in an inter-conference showdown. Memphis is currently locked in a competitive race with the Houston Rockets and Dallas Mavericks for supremacy in the Southwest Division of the Western Conference. On the other hand, the Wizards, enduring a steep decline, hold the NBA's worst record and sit at the bottom of the Southeast Division standings. For this game, the Grizzlies will remain without Luke Kennard and Zach Edey, while the Wizards are missing Corey Kispert, Alexander Sarr, and Kyle Kuzma once again. The Wizards recently snapped a 16-game losing streak with a rare victory on Saturday night, marking only their 2nd win of the season. Memphis, known for their high-octane and efficient playstyle, currently ranks 2nd in the league in scoring and 4th in field goal percentage. With the recent return of Marcus Smart bolstering their rotation, the Grizzlies have solidified their defensive identity, ranking 4th in field goal defense and 3-point defense. On Sunday, their ability to force turnovers will likely prove decisive against a Wizards team that ranks 21st in the league for turnovers per game. These two teams are trending in opposite directions. Memphis has been red hot, winning 8 of their last 9 games with an impressive average margin of victory of plus 10 points. This stretch highlights not just their ability to win, but to do so convincingly. Conversely, Washington's offensive struggles make it difficult to envision them keeping pace. The Wizards rank last in offensive efficiency, 29th in 3-point shooting percentage, and 26th in overall field goal percentage, underscoring their inability to generate consistent scoring. The Grizzlies enter this matchup as one of the NBA's hottest teams, having defeated the Boston Celtics the previous night. However, there's always the risk of a letdown performance when facing a weaker opponent like the Wizards. Despite this, Washington's poor form, with a 3-18 straight-up record and a 6-14-1 mark against the spread, makes them a tough team to back. Fading the Wizards has been a profitable strategy, and one isolated win over the Nuggets doesn't change much. Memphis has covered the spread in 7 of their last 10 games and boasts a 16-8 record against the spread this season. Notably, the Grizzlies beat the Wizards by 24 points in their previous meeting just a month ago. With a fast-paced game expected, Memphis should have plenty of opportunities to extend a double-digit lead. Therefore, the Memphis Grizzlies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Grizzlies play at the 2nd fastest pace in the NBA and are the league's 2nd highest scoring team. They face minimal resistance from a Wizards defense that ranks 29th in the league. Washington, while struggling defensively, also plays at a fast tempo, ranking 4th in pace of play. Memphis averages 107.1 possessions per game, the quickest in the league, while Washington follows closely with 105.1 possessions per game. However, the Wizards' defensive inefficiency is glaring. They rank last in defensive efficiency, allowing 118.3 points per 100 possessions. Meanwhile, Memphis is 6th in offensive efficiency and 3rd in field goal percentage, and they're likely to exceed the 130-point mark in this matchup. Both teams are playing on the 2nd night of a back-to-back, which often leads to less defensive intensity. While the total points line is high, the fast pace and lackluster defenses of both teams justify it. This game is poised to be another high-scoring affair. Making over the projected total is our full game total pick. New Orleans Pelicans versus San Antonio Spurs. A pair of struggling Western Conference teams face off Sunday night as the New Orleans Pelicans visit the San Antonio Spurs. The Pelicans, who hold a 5-18 straight-up record and an 8-15 mark against the spread, were coming off a Saturday night contest against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Before that, they managed an impressive upset, defeating the Phoenix Suns 126-124 at home on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Spurs, with an 11-12 straight-up and against the spread record, were thoroughly outplayed on Friday night, suffering a 140-113 blowout loss to the Sacramento Kings as plus 6.5-point underdogs at home. New Orleans continues to deal with significant injury challenges as key players Zion Williamson, Jose Alvarado, and Brandon Ingram remain on the injury report. The Spurs, on the other hand, are closely monitoring the status of their rising star Victor Wembanyama, who is listed as questionable for this game. This marks the first meeting of the season between these teams. Last year, the Pelicans held a 3-1 straight-up edge in their 4 matchups, but were just 2-2 against the spread. San Antonio struggled without Wembanyama on Friday but demonstrated offensive potential with a 124-point outing the previous Thursday. Despite their struggles, the Spurs could exploit New Orleans' defensive vulnerabilities, particularly with Williamson out, leaving them weaker in the paint. Both teams face the challenge of playing their third game in 4 nights, though the Spurs hold a slight edge in rest. San Antonio stayed home for games on Thursday and Friday and had sat off, whereas the Pelicans played Saturday night and traveled immediately after. Although New Orleans welcomed back Jones and Ingram in their win over the Suns, their overall inconsistency and lack of depth continue to hamper their performance. Despite showing resilience by cutting a 30-point deficit to just 7 in a loss to the Thunder, the Pelicans' back-to-back game situation presents a tough challenge. San Antonio's physicality, even without Wembanyama, may give them the edge to secure a win and cover the spread. New Orleans has struggled offensively throughout the season, staying under the total in 12 of their 23 games, with 1 push heading into Saturday's action. The Pelicans are prone to turnovers, averaging 15.2 per game, and play at a below-average tempo, ranking 19th in pace with 98.1 possessions per game. The Spurs, conversely, had gone over the total in 12 of their 23 games entering Saturday. They average 14.9 turnovers per game, ranking 16th in the league, and sit 16th in tempo with an average of 98.7 possessions per contest. Last season, these two teams split their 4 matchups on the total with a combined average of 232.5 points per game. However, both offenses rank in the league's bottom half, with the Pelicans sitting as the lowest scoring team. While they recently posted a season-high 126 points, they have scored 110 or fewer in 17 games this season. Neither team plays at a particularly fast pace. San Antonio ranks 24th in possessions per game, while New Orleans is slightly better at 21st. Recent history supports a lower scoring game, as the under has hit in 6 of the last 10 meetings between these teams. With fatigue and pace factored in, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Timberwolves versus Golden State Warriors. It's a clash of Western Conference rivals on the hardwood as they square off in pursuit of a victory in the city by the Bay. The Minnesota Timberwolves hit the road to face the Golden State Warriors on Sunday night in the second game of their 2-game series. In the first game on Friday night, Minnesota cruised to a commanding 107-90 win on the road, easily covering the spread as a 1.5-point favorite. Historically, the Warriors have dominated the all-time regular season series with a 74-57 edge, but the Timberwolves have flipped the script recently, winning the last 5 meetings, including Friday's showdown. Will Minnesota extend their winning streak to 6 games, or can Golden State bounce back to earn a split in this mini-series? The Timberwolves remain without Joe Ingles, while the Warriors face uncertainty regarding Moses Moody and Andrew Wiggins, both listed as questionable for the game. Golden State has struggled significantly in recent weeks, dropping 6 of their last 7 contests leading up to this matchup. Adding to their challenges, the Warriors are playing their 3rd game in 4 nights, a demanding schedule that can strain even the best teams. In a bid to shake things up, Golden State moved Draymond Green to the bench, but the results have been less than promising. The Warriors appear disjointed and now face a Minnesota team that just dismantled them by 17 points. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves are firing on all cylinders, carrying substantial momentum into this game. Minnesota's 17-point victory on Friday was a statement performance as they outclassed the Warriors and defied betting odds with ease. Riding a 4-game winning streak, the Timberwolves have relied on a stifling defense that has held opponents to 92 points or fewer in each of those wins. Moreover, they've now triumphed in 5 consecutive matchups against Golden State and have won 7 of their last 10 meetings overall. In contrast, the Warriors have struggled over the past couple of weeks, and Minnesota's defensive pressure is likely to give them fits once again. While it is often challenging to defeat the same team twice in a row on their home court, the Timberwolves are playing with confidence and cohesion cohesion, making them a formidable opponent in this rematch. Given Andrew Wiggins' questionable status after potentially re-aggravating his ankle injury, the edge tilts decisively in favor of Minnesota, led by another strong outing from Anthony Edwards. So the Minnesota Timberwolves to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Timberwolves boast some of the NBA's top defensive metrics, while the Warriors excel at disrupting offensive flow with disciplined defensive rotations and active hands. Despite their respective strengths, both teams rank in the league's bottom half in terms of pace. Minnesota has seen the overhit in 11 of their 22 games this season, but still needs to address their turnover issues, ranking 23rd in the league with an average of 16.2 per game. Additionally, the Timberwolves operate at a slightly below average tempo, ranking 21st with 97.7 possessions per game. Golden State, entering this game, has stayed under the total in 12 of their 22 contests. The Warriors rank 13th in turnovers with 14.5 per game and play at the league's 7th fastest tempo, averaging 100.5 possessions per game. This combination of strong defensive pressure from both teams and a deliberate pace is likely to lead to a tightly contested, lower-scoring affair, with possessions becoming increasingly valuable as the game progresses. As a result, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.